Hey friends, and welcome back to Channel Surf. If this is your first time here, I'm Jazz and I watch a shit ton of TV and you see the cloaks, okay? We are talking the Traitors season 4 and this time we're on episode 6 and y'all, stuff has gotten real. So, of course, I couldn't do this recap by myself. I had to bring two people. I had to bring in the reinforcements because we need to talk about what is going down. Now, you have seen these two people on my channel before. One of them, we recapped the Real Housewives of Potomac, and the other one, we recapped the Vanderpump Rules and gave our opinions on the new cast. So if you haven't checked that video out, make sure you go do that. But without further ado, I want to welcome back Cheetah Fajita
Hi.
and Jordy. Hello,
Hey.
guys. So Traders, oh,
So excited because this episode, everything has changed.
everything has changed in the words of Taylor Swift. Okay,
Perfect reference.
everything has changed. I love that song. Come on, Swifties unite. Hashtag Swifties.
Right?
Okay, y'all, let's just jump right into it. Okay, we're season 4, episode 6 of the Traitors. Like y'all just said, everything has changed. Nothing will be the same after this episode. But let's take it back. Let's go back to the beginning. To quote another diva, okay? The breakfast table. Everybody's walking into the breakfast table. Now, how have y'all been feeling about the looks this season? Because Maura actually ate so bad with this green.
Maura's been eating, in my opinion.
Yes.
Some people
Yes,
have just been giving stewardess, but most have been giving royalty or their attempt.
Who's been giving stewardess?
Well, you know, my good girl from Potomac.
Oh.
But you know, but I feel like it's perfect. It fits her. Like I felt like this game, the style, everything about it would fit her, so it works.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was those stockings that she wore up to her knee, the knee highs.
The
I
white
was like,
ones.
yes. I was like, why, girl?
Oh,
Why?
y'all know I heart Candace. I
Me
heart,
too.
and
Me too.
it's so hard when you start to take such a liking to people because then it's where do I go in my critique? With love and respect. I wasn't feeling that pink look. The one that you just mentioned with the white ties.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling that. The girls looked good. Her boobs looked amazing.
Oh yeah.
And that, yeah.
She's a gorgeous girl.
That.
Yes.
But yeah, she's been looking really cute. I have been seeing people say the stewardess thing. I feel like it doesn't work with what she's trying to give. So I'm a fan. My favorite look of hers is when she had that blue and red on with those blue
with the
gloves.
Yes. Now I'm missing Monet because Monet was bringing it this season.
Yes.
Monet looked good each and every single episode. Just taking notes.
Yes, same Monet. But yeah, so Maura looked great in her green. Johnny also had a really good look at this breakfast table scene with the black like sheer and the hat. So his looks have also been like, I haven't seen many people talk about the fashion that he's bringing, but he's been every day doing like a really good look too.
A little spooky ooky, but you know, but it's cute.
A little spooky, but very Traitors. It's
right. Yeah, very Traitors.
Right.
Very true to brand. Yeah.
Yes. So some of the quieter people, what I noticed this episode, and I want to ask you guys, Cheetah, you first. Some of the quieter people started coming out of their shell this episode. Did you feel that?
Yeah, and I think that it's time that they do because you're letting these louder people say nonsense, you know? And dictate how it's going down at the round table. I was so proud of Johnny this episode.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, get the people going, keep it going, you know? But then at the round table, I was like, come on, boy.
What about you, Jordy?
No, same. I like the whole idea of the figure 8 alliance, get the strong 8 together.
Yes.
I wish it would have been a little more forceful, but I like that someone is trying to step it up.
Yeah.
And thinking reasonably. You know,
that's what I was gonna say. So, like,
strategically,
to your point, Jordy, about him being a little more forceful. I think had he tried to be too forceful, that would give very Colton. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think his leadership style is like less forceful and just more like strategic, like you just said, Cheetah. It makes sense for what he's doing. Makes sense, and he has a good approach, I think, because people are more likely to follow you when they don't feel like you're trying to dictate the game. You know?
Right.
Yeah, and I think that they're all so scared to come off as a traitor. You know?
That's the biggest thing.
But we made that turn now where we can start doing that.
Agreed. So we find out that nobody was murdered because nobody took a shield. I was actually shocked. Were y'all shocked by this? Jordy?
No.
No, I kind of figured they would follow suit. Like I didn't. Yeah, I wasn't shocked.
I was surprised. I thought for sure somebody was gonna sneak one, but then because I thought they were just pulling the wool over our eyes when they were all saying that they didn't take one. I was like, maybe somebody did sneak one, but looks like everybody was true to their word. So no murder happened, which means we still have our full or the cast that we had the previous episode. Alan comes in. How have y'all been feeling about Alan's looks?
I love Alan.
Yeah, me too.
Everything Alan does, everything Alan wears is just camp.
He does no wrong. Does no exactly camp.
Very
Yes.
camp.
I agree with you. He has not missed for me at all this season. Like I'm trying to actually just figure out what my favorite look of his is because they've all been so good, so over the top. I love that. So while they are at this dinner, Colton has introduced his plan to try to get Lisa out. He's talking to Dorinda. He's trying to get her on his side. And the funny thing about Colton, Jordy, I want to go to you on your thoughts about Colton first. The thing with Colton, such a polarizing figure in this game, but he's the only one that's actually on the money now with the Traitors. So how do you feel about him?
That's exactly how I feel. I hate this archetype. It's literally him, Pilot, Dylan Efron. It's one every season. And he, like, you can't be mad at how well they're clocking people, but at the same time, it's like, why are you so annoying?
Yes. He's so annoying.
Knowing what we know about him, it just makes watching it even more jarring because it's, you're really bringing these tendencies to the game. You don't know how to let shit go.
Yeah.
Yes. What about you, Cheetah?
Okay, but see, for me, I feel like he just happened to stumble on Lisa Rinna. You know what I mean? Like all of the, it wasn't, there's no science behind it or anything like that. Like I really feel like he's just plucking straws. And he's like, well, okay, so this one didn't work. This one didn't work. Well, I saw Lisa Rinna. She voted for this person. There's no rhyme or reason to it. He's just loud and wrong.
But loud and right in this instance.
just so happened to be.
And about Donna too.
See,
he did
I don't know, Cheetah. Yeah,
this one like is.
Did he?
He did.
He had assistance.
Yeah. I don't think that he.
Assistant.
Okay, because he wasn't leading that charge, was he?
He tried to. He tried to take it over. Yeah, because I feel I feel like he tried to take it over. It was a few people, like Candace even mentioned Donna. It was a few other people that mentioned her. And he was like, okay, well, I'm going to slide in there. It wasn't at first because they wanted to go the Portia route. And then when Portia was like, oh, no, he was like, okay, well, let me take this thing over. I think it's Donna. I'm going to bring it up at the round table. Gotcha. And then he took all the credit as if it really was his idea, but he kind of
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Which he seems like the type that would do that.
Yeah, he's been. I didn't like him from episode 1 and going in. Like I've only ever watched 2 seasons of The Bachelor, and I watched Ari's season because he was on the Traitors season 1. So I went back and watched his season, and then I tried to watch Pilot Pete's season. I couldn't find it, so I ended up watching Joey's season. So that's the extent of my Bachelor knowledge. So coming into the Traitors, I did not know anything about Colton. I think I had heard of the gay Bachelor because he was, the Bachelor who came out as gay. So I heard of him. Right. I didn't know his story.
Yeah.
So I was shocked actually when episode 1 came and I was like, I don't like this dude. Come to find out, he's not a good person.
At all.
So my read was correct on him. I was like, my spidey senses are not gelling with this dude. So
I really hated what he did last episode too, which totally went over the top for me when he tried to weaponize his sexuality. Oh, that pissed me off. That was the final chord. It was like, doop, you're done.
Me too.
You're done with me.
Yeah. Me too, honestly. And it has to be a cold day in hell for me to agree with Michael Rappaport.
Yes, exactly.
The fact that you made me agree with him, like
it's just the extra icing on the top, right? Literally. That I had to agree with Michael Rappaport. Right?
Cheetah, I actually want to chat with you real quick about this. So I recapped that episode with Josh and Bianca, and Josh was on there, and Josh was just saying, he's a gay man. He was thinking like, well, what Michael said wasn't untrue. He was just like, he shouldn't have said it. He said that he felt like a straight person shouldn't have said it. He's like, if another gay man would have said what Michael said, he probably would have been okay with it, but he wasn't okay with it because it came from Michael Rappaport, because he was just saying there are certain things within the gay community that like gay men can say to each other. And I was like, I understand that, because there's certain things as like a woman or like a Black person that like we can say within our culture that we don't want anybody else. Where do you stand on that?
Okay, I feel like in some contexts, yes, he's right. You know, if we're out on the street and somebody's calling me a liar and then you bring that up, that's completely off balance.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're in a reality show where we're talking about coming on deceiving people for money and you've
Mm-hmm.
already done that before, it makes perfect sense to bring that up. And that is
Yeah.
not homophobic at all. It's right on the money. You know,
Yep.
you've already gone on another show,
Yeah.
deceived a group of women for $100,000,
Mm-hmm.
and that makes perfect sense why you would be a traitor on this season two.
Yeah.
Makes
Yeah.
perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, in real life, maybe I wouldn't say that, but but like in the context of the game, yeah, for sure,
Yeah. Agreed.
for
I
sure,
agree with you. Thank you
for sure.
for your input on that. Okay. So
Mhm.
after breakfast, hey friends, just wanted to pop in really quickly to remind you to like this video and subscribe to this channel. I can see from my analytics that I get quite a bit of traffic from being on your YouTube homepage. And so I would love to have you as a subscriber and a friend. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button and share this video with a friend if you like what you see. Talk to you soon. Bye. They are talking about Ron. I actually, there's been a lot of conversations about Ron too, and like his
Mhm.
treatment and stuff like that. I personally don't feel like he's being bullied. I do think that
No.
he is kind of on yeah, he put himself on an island, but I did like to see that Steven was trying to give them another name or kind of take them off of Ron's scent a little bit when
Yeah.
they were standing around the table in the
Mhm.
kitchen. Like I said, like some of the quieter people are talking a lot, but we still are not getting a lot from Stephen Coletti. And I
Right.
want more from Stephen Coletti.
Right.
Yeah.
When are you going to talk more? We're getting more Johnny.
Yeah,
When are you going to get into the fray? Because he's very quiet.
he's
We
super,
don't know
super
of you to be this quiet, Steven.
But
I don't know about that, but he did try to throw them off of the scent of Ron, but he was not successful because Coco is still there. But another sweet scene that happened here was Rob and Ron
Yes.
playing chess together, and this
Mhm.
is where we start to see the first glimpse of Rob like struggling with the fact that he's a traitor. Huge foreshadowing
Mhm.
for the episode,
Mhm.
but I thought this was a really cute moment because Rob was just like, "Hey, I understand this guy. He's an introvert. I'm an introvert, and I want to ask you guys, Jordy. I'll go to you first. Rob and Ron, both introverts. Rob gets away with being an introvert. Is it pretty privilege?
I think so, for sure. It's
Yeah.
Rob. First of all, you had Dorinda hugging up on him. Oh, this is my castle
Mhm.
hubby. And then you have Maura thinking this is a showman's for real. You know, she's used
Hmm.
to that. She's done dating shows her whole reality career. So I think so.
Yeah. What about you, Cheetah?
100%. I mean, he came in one day and just wore overalls. And
Right.
that was it. That was done. You already won the game, you know? I'm never voting you off, you
Right.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no way. Yeah, 100%. And I think that Ron, he feels uncomfortable in this situation, which is bringing him further and further and further back, you
Yeah.
know? Because
Hmm.
from what I know of Ron, he's hilarious. Like he should have
Oh,
been the star. He's
Really?
hilarious. Have you ever seen interviews with him on the red carpet and stuff like that?
I
No,
haven't.
do you watch Loot?
No, but I need to get into Loot with Maya Rudolph.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
he's
Oh, he's in there.
hilarious. Yes, he is
Oh.
so funny. He's a comedian.
Okay, no
And
shade. You're the first person that has said that he was funny. And that's no shade. That's no
I
shade. I'm not
know,
even being
I
shady.
know. And see, and I think that people don't know who he is. And
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
that's why that's being lost upon people. But
Yeah.
like for me, I know who he is. I've seen him before. And so
Mhm.
I know how funny he is. So that to me it just goes to show like how uncomfortable he must feel inside the castle? So
I
I feel kind of
agree.
bad for him.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. No, that makes sense, especially if you know him to be funny. Your expectation is that he's gonna come in with a much bigger personality.
Oh, I was
I
so excited when I saw him.
Yeah,
I was
I
so
imagine that's
excited.
hard to do though. In a cat, like you come in and you might be a big personality, but you're coming into the Traitors Castle with housewives and bachelors and survivor players, and it's like your personality might be big, but theirs are bigger in some cases,
Hmm.
you know?
And like his comedy isn't, it's more of a dry humor. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
I
If
can
you go
see
back and
that.
you watch that first episode, you can see where he was funny.
Yes, I agree. He when
Yeah.
so when I made a video about him, people were commenting like, "Oh, he's supposed to be a comedian. He hasn't made me laugh once." I'm like, "No, he actually has had funny confessionals. When he was suspecting Portia, every confessional about Portia was super funny to me."
Yes, it was. It
Yeah,
was.
he was.
But I feel bad for him. I don't think he's being bullied.
Mhm, mhm.
Okay. But I do feel bad for him. You can tell how uncomfortable he feels.
Jordy, what are you laughing at?
Yeah, no.
Because no, I even felt like he had funny moments in last night's episode. Like
Mhm.
when they were leaving the mission and he was like, actually, I kind of like you guys now.
Yeah, right. It's like,
It only took for us to actually work together for me to like you.
yeah.
Like,
Right.
and then when he was like, well, anybody want to start at the round table? Like, I was like, oh, he's like, my farewell party. Let's just go ahead and
Yes,
Yeah.
bring
exactly.
it
That
up.
was hilarious.
Yeah, he was funny. He was like, I mean, we have to use the time, so
Right, like, I mean, hey, well, I'm gonna go say goodbye. You are so nice. You are so
Yeah.
great. You are so amazing.
yeah, which
I was like, please.
he was actually very genius for that. That was actually a very good move on his part. But
No, it really
yeah,
was.
yeah. So we're seeing in this scene with him and Rob playing chess. Like I said, Rob is kind of showing us his first glimpse of feeling guilty that he's a traitor. But Rob
Mhm.
did something in this scene that I did not understand. And I feel like had it been anybody but Ron, it would have been suspicious. When Rob asks Ron, has anybody said my name? And Ron was like, no. And then Rob goes, oh, they probably think I'm just some dumb guy from Alabama. And then Rob was like, you would make the perfect traitor. I'm like, put two and two together, Ron.
Ding, 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 ding. Right?
You're very close, actually.
Yeah.
It's like he
Yeah.
almost told on himself.
That's what I was like. Why? I was so confused. I was like, why did he do that? Why did he question that? I
Well,
don't
there's a
know.
lot of those moments in this episode.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was all getting to
Oh,
him.
yeah.
And so yeah, we talked about Johnny. So he's rallying the troops and he is trying to get them to get Colton out. He comes up with this plan of, okay, we just need 8 people to control the roundtable votes. And it seems like some people are buying it. Now we already talked about kind of like his leadership style and like that might work for him. So we can just talk about Colton telling Natalie that he is thinking of Lisa. And I want to know, I feel like Natalie has done some questionable things, especially in the last 2 episodes for me. How are y'all feeling about Natalie? Cheetah?
Which one's Natalie?
She's the brown, like brown girl, like Indian girl
Yeah, I
that
think she's Indian. Yeah.
Yes. With the strong abs.
yes.
Yeah. I feel like she always fades into the background. I have
Mm.
no take on her at all, other than the fact that she's a follower. You
Okay,
know,
that's
what
fair.
show is she from?
Survivor.
She's from Survivor.
And she's a winner. I think she's a Survivor
She
winner.
won Survivor.
I think
I think
so.
so.
Wow. Wow. So maybe she's doing something better than what I'm thinking that she's doing, because she's never on my register, on my
Yeah.
radar, ever, ever.
Well, the
What about
only reason
you?
I pay her any attention is because she did one season of the challenge, and I'm a
Mhm.
challenge watcher, but she had to leave because she was pregnant. So I never got to see her in action, and I didn't watch her season of Survivor. So this
Yeah.
is my first
Okay.
time really getting to see her in action, and I
Mhm.
thought I would see more. What I did see is edits of her on my FYP on Twitter, and I'm very confused as to why. Because I don't feel like the show shows her enough to have that many clips. So it had to be Survivor and Traitors clips. And
Yeah.
she's not doing as much as I thought she would do.
I think she's gonna start to make herself look suspicious. And I just confirmed she did win Survivor. She won a season of Survivor. So she's a Survivor winner.
Okay.
But at the round table with Michael, remember when they were all so mad? I feel like it was such a self-righteous scene. They were all so mad at Michael. And she goes, I think we should just banish him now, because he said that we should just banish him now. And then she had another scene like that in this episode where when they get to the mission, which we'll talk about, she says something. I'm like, is nobody picking up on this? But we'll talk about that. So you guys don't have much to say about Miss Natalie.
Nothing other than she loves a good banish. Clearly,
Yeah,
loves the banish.
she really
Yeah.
does. But Colton does give her a good strategy to try to figure out who
Yeah.
might be working with Lisa, because he says, let's start talking to people about Lisa and see who sticks up for her.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, damn it, Colton.
But that's why I like what Rob did after that in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, the scene you're referring to is before the mission, when they're on their
Mhm.
way to the mission, and Colton is kind of putting his feelers out about Lisa, and he goes, "How do you feel about that, Rob?" And Rob goes, "It's plausible." Like, yeah,
But
isn't everything
yeah,
plausible?
yeah, exactly, right? And he already knows who he already has in his head that all the housewives are going to stick up for all the housewives. You know what
Mhm.
I mean?
Mhm.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure who he was expecting else to stick up for her. Because
Right.
that's what because in my head, I was like, well, aren't all the housewives just gonna stick up for each other? You know what I
That-
mean?
Yes, yes, that's the flaw in that strategy,
Yeah.
because she has friends in the house, so they're naturally gonna stick up for their friend.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah, it's not a bad place to start, because you also have to think too, and
Yeah, it is true.
I am not trying to give Colton his tens at all, okay?
Uh-huh.
But when you're in the Trader's Castle, you don't have a whole lot to go off of. It's not a
Yeah.
bad place to start when you have nothing else, you know?
Right.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So even before we get to the mission, though, just speaking about Colton, when they were in that fireplace room, like right before they left, and the housewives walk in together, and he's like, "Oh, the housewives sticking up for each other," and he's
Yeah.
antagonizing Lisa.
Yes. And I was like,
It,
"Are you dumb?"
which is disgusting.
Was also annoying as hell too because it was so
Yeah.
smug, and I was just like, "You
Yeah,
like
With
I
his
never
crazy
met
eyes. And it's
you."
the eyes too
The
that
eyes.
makes
It
it. Yeah,
said
yeah, that
that.
right there. Yeah,
It
that's
said
it.
he
That's it.
gives so. I'm like, you can
Yeah.
tell he was a stalker.
Yes.
He has a look.
yep.
And how did he I'm just wondering, like, what psych evaluation he passed to get on the show.
And that's
And who
exactly why he got on.
oh
But look, another one who benefited from pretty privilege, because he's an attractive man.
conventionally.
He just said,
Exactly.
"I'm not feeling it, but I understand why others might feel it."
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, to some, yes.
Yes, yes, no, I love that. But yeah, he was talking about her not wearing her sunglasses, and it was the way that he was looking at her too.
Uh-huh.
I want to look in your eyes.
Yeah, I'm like,
I
oh,
would have
back
like
up.
uppercutted him, like, get out of my
Eh,
face.
I just thought it was just completely distasteful to how he spoke to her the
Yeah.
entire show. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Mhm.
Granted, I know you're on like a TV show and you're trying to figure out like traders and stuff like that, but you just don't talk to women like that, you know?
Right.
And
Well,
I'm not unless you're Michael Rappaport, I
the
guess.
best at it.
But I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it. There was just he was being condescending, you know?
Yeah.
And it was just disgusting. It made me feel icky.
I agree. The way that the men talk to the women on the show is really interesting, but I'm also too, well, it is a game of deception and like lies and stuff like that,
Hmm.
and emotions run high. So I'm like, as long as it's not in a threatening manner, I think,
Yeah.
them yelling at each other is just par for the course, right?
Yeah.
The way he's approaching Lisa feels especially icky, because it's like he's trying to get under her skin, and like that
Yeah.
is an interesting space to take, I think, with
Yeah. Hmm.
but, again, it's Colton. So anyway, we can move on to the mission. Now, I've been asking everybody this. I'm gonna go to you first, Jordy. How do you feel about the missions in general? Do you think they add to the show, or are they unneeded?
I love the missions.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think and it could just be me, but I found them funny since season one.
Mhm.
Mainly because my girl, Kate Chastain, is hilarious as hell. And every mission was like torture for her. And I
Mhm.
just thought it was the funniest thing. Like, especially with season two, seeing the housewives every time they had to do a mission. So I think it's just seeing these reality stars that aren't really necessarily inherently active
Mhm.
Mhm.
or are typically going to do something like this, and see them have to get out there, get their hands dirty, use their
Mhm.
brain. I like seeing that. But again, I like the survivors, the challenge, type shows. So I like missions.
Yeah. What about you,
Yeah.
Cheetah?
100%. The fountain was peak hilariousness. Okay.
It's
When Candace was getting in and she was just like, oh my God.
I
Like,
might
I
get a
mean,
yeast infection. Who's gonna take care of my
yeah,
coochie?
yes, exactly. Yeah. I mean, honestly, in real life, do the housewives need the extra money? No.
Mhm. Mhm.
right.
But like probably some of the people that were there for Survivor do. So I guess that's an incentive for the challenge.
Yeah.
But I mean, could we do without it? Maybe,
Mhm,
but
mhm.
I think they're funny too.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think
I like them too.
Yeah, I'm on the fence
Yeah.
with them because I feel like they are needed because we do need some sort of physical aspect for the game, and I do
Yeah.
think that there are some funny things that happen, and they do move the story along a little
yeah.
Hmm.
better. But I think at the
Yeah, 100%.
beginning, yeah, when we have so many people in the house, I think that the missions could be shorter. Like they could take up less
Yeah.
time in the episode because
Yeah.
I would want to see more people like strategizing and just
Mhm.
talking. And like when they did the conga line, when Candace did the conga line, everybody watching thought that that was just a random thing, but they had actually spoken about the conga line earlier in the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
So I would have loved if they would have kept that in the episode so that we
Yeah.
could have the
Mhm.
context, and so we wouldn't think it was just out of the blue. But yeah, so I think the missions are good. Some of them are better than others because what was it last season when Tom Sandoval had to sing into that phone with those dolls?
Yes.
That was
Yes.
hilarious to me. So sometimes they're really fun, but
Yeah.
I will say in the case like this mission, nothing really happened with this mission. Like there was
Mhm.
no story building.
Right.
It was just a
And
creepy cabin.
And then sometimes with the missions too, you can kind of tell who's a traitor and who's not a traitor by the
Yeah.
Mm,
missions too. So I feel like we have to keep them, right? Because for
sure.
those different interactions too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish that there was more at stake for like
Yeah.
the traitors or the faithfuls in the missions to just make them feel a little more important to the story. Like they're just banking money for the prize pot, but we know at the end of the season they're gonna have a mission where they get to make all the money back anyway. So
Right.
there's
Hmm.
no real incentive. And I feel like maybe if there was a way that like if they win, they get clues as to who the traitors might be, or
Oh,
if
that's
the
a good
traitor
one.
could like maybe sabotage the
Hmm.
mission in some way, like they get
Yeah.
an incentive. I don't know.
And I also wonder, do they get an appearance fee for being on the show?
I
Yes.
think so. Yeah.
Mhm. Mm.
So how much does the money really matter?
That's the thing. I don't know how much it is though, because I saw a video. And this was a video on TikTok, so take it with a grain of salt. Okay.
Yes.
They said that Boston Rob got upwards of 300K for his appearance fee. And I was like,
What?
that doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me. That's so
Oh, it
much
makes so much
money.
sense though. No, but it's Boston Rob though.
It is,
That
but
had to
like
be a huge coup.
Yeah.
300K.
I can see 3,000 per episode, but
Mm.
3K is
Yeah,
crazy.
300K is a lot.
Okay,
But yeah, I'll find the video and I'll send it to both of you guys
Hmm.
because that I don't think that person credited like where she got that information from. So I think she may have just
Yeah.
heard it from somewhere. But yeah, I know for sure for certain they get an appearance fee. How much the appearance fee is,
Well,
I
I'm
don't
pretty sure they probably paid Portia that amount, to be honest.
know. Because listen, Portia is not cheap, and Portia does not get out
Mhm.
of bed for
Without the
little
And they
small
didn't,
money.
coin.
Yeah,
and
Okay.
they were
yeah.
upset that they didn't get their money's worth.
Right, right.
No, they were pissed. No, they were pissed.
Yeah.
So in this scene, like I said, there was something that Natalie did for me that I'm like, I wish more people were like picking up on her. So when they were discussing with this mission, there's two shields in this graveyard that they have to go out to, and if anybody takes a shield, they forfeit the amount of money that they could get, which is $3,000 per grave that they guess correctly. So they all, as a collective, decide that they're not going to get a shield, but some people are struggling with that. And Natalie goes, if you take a shield, we'll just banish you tonight. And I'm like, does that not scream traitor to anybody else?
It did
Which
to
one's
me.
Natalie? It's like I'm just joking. It's like I'm just joking. But yes, that definitely does.
I
That
thought you were
definitely
dead
screams.
ass. I was like, no, we literally just explained this girl to you. You really do not see it for her.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But
That's
I thought that was
hilarious.
weird. I thought
Yeah.
that was so weird.
Yeah. She was being such a dictator in that moment. I didn't like that.
I would have
And then
thought that she was suspicious off of
Yeah.
that. Like,
Mhm.
what you mean banish?
yeah,
Right.
and also too, it's part of the game too. If you're going to put that type of a rule into place, no, let's get you out of here, okay?
Mhm.
Because why
Mhm.
are you doing that? So that way you can have extra people to kill.
Thank you. You took the words out of my mouth. I was gonna say I would get suspicious. I would become suspicious because I'm like, wait a minute, you don't want anybody to grab a shield. Is it because you want to have more people to murder? You want more options
Yep, exactly.
for murder
Yeah.
tonight? Natalie the traitor. But yeah, she's being a real dictator in that moment. But anyway, the mission happens. Okay, they bank $15,000. They had the opportunity to bank 18K, but Candace and Tara did not get. They went to the wrong grave.
That was the blind leading the blind right there.
Yeah.
Literally. Like Clark, no.
And they were like screaming out of the cabin, like black. It is what it is. Yeah, they were funny.
Lost in the sauce.
When Jam Jam went out there when he got the money? Did y'all see him like pat the hand of the person?
Yeah. Which is what I was thinking I would have done too. What's going on down here?
He was like,
he was like trying to pull him up. Because I really like Jam Jam.
Yeah, I go back and forth with him because the first episode, I was like, I'm gonna love him. Like, I love the energy coming in, but then he was really getting on my nerves with the Michael thing. Like, him and Michael got old for me really quickly.
Okay.
And then when he cried when they burned his shield, I was like, now you're just doing a lot. But he's harmless. He's harmless. I'll say that. Yeah.
But he won his season though.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
So maybe he's not. I don't know.
Yeah. After the mission in the car, Ron, Rob, and I forget the third
Eric.
Eric. Okay, thank you. They were in the car together, and Ron all but accepts his fate at this point. He's already know what's going down tonight. And Rob is like, maybe not. And I'm like, Rob, this is now the second time that you have let us know you are maybe gonna go rogue at some point. I don't know. I was nervous.
Yeah.
I started sweating at that point because I'm like, what the f is going on? We're episode 6. Something always goes down episode 6. Is this where we finally get some traitor on traitor trading? Is this where they do it? So then they get back to the castle. And Maura is the only person who questions what Natalie said in the cabin. Did y'all catch that?
No.
When they were sitting at the kitchen table, she was telling them what Natalie said, and then Jam Jam was like, well, Natalie said that, and I still wanted to get a shield anyway. So they kind of laughed it off, but Maura's the only one that clocked that. I love that.
Low-key, Maura is a little threat, isn't she? Like, she's someone to look out for.
Her little footsteps.
Yeah, right. Her life footsteps. But she also she can move through she moves through very undetected. So like she's somebody that could probably start figuring out the game before people realize that she's figuring it out. Speaking of Maura though, and Rob, do y'all ship Maura and Rob? Because they've been getting a little close in the castle.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know. Because I go back and forth with how I feel about Rob. Well, I've accepted Rob for who Rob is. Maura, on the other hand, I don't know with Maura.
Maura got on my nerves with that challenge where they were on the chariots. And she was trying to get Jam Jam to keep her on hers, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, just because you're a pretty girl does not mean that Jam Jam is going to let you ride, okay? No.
But she's a lady. You should always let ladies stay on the chariot, no?
I mean, yeah, if that was Cohen, but Jam Jam's a lady too. All right.
Fair.
And Jam Jam's a bigger lady.
Jam Jam, he said it, not me.
Right, fair.
In a very good way, Jam Jam. In a very, very good way, okay? Because I live for Jam Jam. I live for Jam Jam.
Yeah. All right? That's hilarious.
Jam Jam deserved that chariot, okay?
He earned it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I do. I ship Maura and Rob a little bit. So I would love to see some love in the castle. That would be cute. But so Johnny and Mark are trying to debate about who to banish. This is when they're standing in that little corner. It's between Ron and Colton, obviously. And this is also when I was like, oh, now we're seeing Mark a lot more because I was like, I don't think I've seen Mark say more than 5 words this whole time. Did y'all know him from Dancing with the Stars?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen him before. Yeah.
I heard he had a bigger personality. Like he has a bigger personality on Dancing with the Stars. So it is really interesting to see him be so subdued and like in the back. Yeah.
But he had shorter hair, I believe, on Dancing with the Stars, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I like his hair. I
Yeah.
think his hair is really cool. It's
No, his
super.
hair is cute.
So then they're all standing at this kitchen table, and this is after Dorinda called Rob her traitor's husband and
Yeah.
said she cannot compete. She can't compete with Mora, but they're standing there, and this is when Rob is like vocal about not thinking that Rob is a Ron. I'm Ron Rob. Okay.
Hmm.
Y'all know who the hell I'm talking about. Okay. So this
Yeah.
is when Rob starts to be vocal about not thinking that Ron is a traitor. And Candace is like in her confessional, she's Rob, what the fuck are you doing? So what are we doing here? What were y'all thinking at this moment, Jordy?
As someone who obviously watched Love Island USA season 6, this was bound to happen. I'm just shocked that it took till we got to episode 6 for it to happen. Because Rob always knows how to throw a wrench into someone's plans very well. And I wasn't shocked, but at the same time, I thought that he would try to maybe strategize a little bit better with the traders, like actually consider them a little bit more. But no, he was just like, oh, well, I really don't want to vote for Colton or Ron. So,
But see, for me, I feel like I don't think it's a horrible thing that what he did, because if he started seeing Lisa's names rumbling in the background,
right.
so if he were to go against Colton, who he's had a strong alliance with, and they were not giving good theories as to why Colton would have been, I would have ate him down. But you know what I mean? Like it made sense for him to kind of like make that shift to Lisa. You
Okay.
know? I wish he wouldn't have. I wish he wouldn't have.
I can see it though, but I just wish he would maybe waited, because we've seen that before. We've seen where it's just okay, you can't not go for the traitor.
Yeah,
Like season 1 with Sari when they were voting out Cody. Everybody was voting for Cody, and it was like the writing was on the wall for him. So I understand why she did that. But yeah, but even before we get to the roundtable here, this is when they pull Rob in. This is when Johnny brings Rob in, and they're trying to get him on board to vote with Colton. But y'all, this scene
that's where he could have said yes.
This scene really scared me because they tell Rob the plan to vote for Colton, and this is crazy. And then in his confessional, he goes, "They're planning a coup. They're planning to vote Colton out tonight," which kind of for me got surprised. I was like, "Where did this thick Southern accent go?" Y'all, I rewound it like 4 times because I'm like, "Wait a minute, no, that's scary," because I've never heard him talk like that. Where did that come from?
Listen, he did it on Love Island. And when he did it on Love Island, just out of the blue with the accent, the girl was like, "Oh my gosh, your accent." And he was like, "Oh, I guess you make me excited. That's when my accent comes out." Rob, shut the hell up. Shut up.
I went after this episode, because I did hear that too. I was like, let me look up some more information on him, you know? So I went onto YouTube and did he has a house tour on YouTube. Have you seen that?
Of his trailer, right?
Of his trailer, yes. And I was like, oh, okay, now this makes more sense. Now
He
this
had that
makes
accent in that video.
Yeah, he does there, yeah, but also the whole background of it too.
Yeah, I mean,
I was like, this boy is a country boy.
Oh yeah, no, for sure he is.
That is a country boy.
I was
with a fine ass daddy too. His daddy is fine.
Is he?
Not generational fineness.
Oh,
I love that.
I can't even believe it.
Okay,
believe it.
Should I need to go follow him on Insta?
But yeah, they tell him the plan for the coup, and they're planning to vote Colton out tonight, and it took him by surprise. So Rob again. Rob he's like we talked about, he's on the fence. He doesn't want to vote Ron or Colton. And again, I'm even more and more questioning, okay, what the fuck are you going to do at this roundtable then? You don't want to vote for either of them? Surely you're going to change your mind and get with the program and vote for one of them, right? Right? Okay. So we're building the anticipation. But before we get to that, here's where Colton was honestly so funny this episode, y'all. I'm so sorry. When he pulled Lisa for a chat and they're in the room together, and he goes, "I want to win this with you. I'll protect you at the round table if you protect me in the turret."
What are you talking about?
She did not play that off well.
At all. At all.
What are you talking
It's like, Lisa, you are an actress.
She said,
"Such an actress." Oh my God.
I'm a faithful girl. You took a little too long to say that because he said it, and then he was like, I know you can't say anything. She's like, I'm unfaithful, girl. You're no. And now he's on to you. But he was really funny for that. That was hilarious to me.
Yeah. And that should have been ammo in her back pocket.
Right.
And it just wasn't.
I knew she was gonna take that moment and flip it and use it for her advantage.
She didn't, yeah. But to his credit, I think he caught her so off guard with that, though. Like, 'cause she was not expecting that at all. I wasn't expecting him to say that. But what he said, even before when he was telling us what he was about to do, he was like, "I'm gonna hold a traitor hostage," and I was like, Colton, you of all people shouldn't be using that language. You're gonna hold a woman hostage, Colton? Really? Colton.
That's why I said he has the skills for this game, clearly. I said in my recap earlier, I was like, maybe that's why they casted him. They know that he's relentless.
Yeah.
He irritates my spirit so bad.
Me too.
He agitates your spirit, in the words of Tia from Potomac.
Literally.
Okay, y'all. So we get to the round table. We talked about this. They all hesitate, but Ron kind of gets the party started. We have to use the time, so let's just get it on. Okay. He does a great job though at defending himself and like trying to throw suspicion back onto Colton. And then he does the genius thing of, look, write my name down, but let me go around the table and say something sweet to all of you. But did y'all catch when he gets to Colton? He goes, Colton, Eric, you're a nice person.
That's why I said I can see the comedy. I can see the comedy. That whole thing was comedy. And then you have Tara. I don't think he's a traitor.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think he's a traitor. Like, girl, duh.
Yeah, duh.
Everybody in this moment is starting to second guess Ron as the traitor, and I'm like, okay, so are we getting Colton? Like, this was really a suspenseful roundtable. I feel like most of the roundtables leading up to this one, we've kind of known who was gonna go, or like they've been a little more clear. This one was like all over the place. Do y'all agree?
I agree.
Yeah.
This one had.
No, I felt like it was Ron. I felt like it was Ron's time.
You did? Okay.
Which I was really hoping that Lisa was going to step up, you know what I mean, and come with it.
Yeah.
But she didn't. Yeah. So I figured it was going to be Ron.
Yeah. Colton, like you just brought up, Colton accuses Lisa. Lisa, for what it's worth, she handled herself better at the round table than she did earlier in the scene when he like caught her off guard. So she did a lot better. But yeah, the voting starts and it's pretty close all the way through. And then we get to the moment where it's like, Rob, what are you going to do? What were y'all, before he revealed his name, Cheetah, what did you think he was going to write down?
Oh, I was for sure he was going to put Ron. Sure it was going to be Ron, right?
Yeah. You too, Jordy?
Yeah, I thought he was going to say, I looked you in your eyes, but I'm just so sorry. We have to be sure.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
No.
Yep, same. I'm with y'all. I just knew. I was like, he's going to either do Ron or he's going to write down Colton's name. But bitch, I was not expecting.
Audible gasp. Like that. Audible. I was shocked.
Lisa Rinna, your Traitors mamacita.
Rob.
And then Candace was like, and I was like, Candace, why did you do that?
I'm like, Candace,
clear the back.
That's me half the time at Candace when I'm watching the episode. I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Stay the course.
Stop.
Don't react. Yeah. I was literally thinking that's what Candace, please. Your reaction is a little strong, mama.
Stop. She was like,
taken aback. Okay, mouth agape. I was watching it too. No, because I had said, like, after episode 1, I was like, I think this is the season where we will finally get the traitors not turning on each other, because in the past we've had those gamers and they always turn on each other, but that's because that's how they're conditioned on Survivor, Big Brother. Sometimes you have to turn on your allies to get that 1 million, that 750,000. But I was like, we have 2 Housewives, Love Island. They're not gonna turn on each other. They love each other.
But it also did make sense though, because he was sitting there having that conversation with Tara. I don't think Ron is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so. Like, he couldn't go against Colton. You know what I mean?
Right.
To alpha white man, they're not going to go against each other. Sorry, it's not gonna happen. It's not happening.
But I'm like, write down Tweety Bird. Write something else, not Lisa.
Yeah, I know. I
Not
would throw away a throwaway vote, you know? Johnny. Johnny, I don't think Johnny, I
Johnny
don't think
would have
you
been like,
yeah. Johnny, I
and
don't think
Johnny
you're
has
a
a crush
traitor,
for
but
Rob
I
too. He
don't
would have
know.
been crushed. Like, no,
Yeah,
Piper, no. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was not. Yeah. And okay, so we're like, is this Lisa's time? Because when he did that, it was still really close. But Mark casts the deciding vote, and it is for Ron, which banishes Ron from the castle. Now, y'all weren't shocked at this because y'all, or at least you, Cheetah, you knew it was his time to go.
oh yeah, I wasn't shocked either.
I
Okay.
wasn't shocked, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But good for him though. Get a good night's rest. Okay. All
No,
right.
he can finally get away from these people that don't
Yes.
trust him. All yeah, and he did a nice banishment speech, but yeah, Ron is now gone. He's banished from the castle as a faithful. And after the round table, though, Rob does not want to see Lisa because he knows what he did. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
Candace and Lisa, they need some explanations. Rob, you got some explaining to do. And Rob says part of him wants to be a faithful. And I'm like, what? Have we ever had that where the traders are like regretting being traders?
Yeah, I know. No. I feel like that's the fun part, right?
I thought so, but it's really clearly weighing on him a lot. But yeah, Alan then comes in and he tells us about the banquet that they're going to have. And I don't know if you guys have been following like Alan's his press tours and like the different press spots that he's done, but he has been saying once we hear the word banquet to lock in because apparently the banquet gets real. So he tells us about the banquet and then we flash back to the night before in the turret and he is telling them this banquet is not just a banquet to feast on turkey legs, which we knew it wasn't going to be that. He says it's a murder in plain sight. And not only is it a murder in plain sight, it's in front of everyone.
Yep.
So everyone is going to see this happen. He gives them this amulet, which was beautiful, by the way. I was I want that. Yeah. It was really pretty. It reminded me of that heart diamond that they had in the Titanic. I know it's a different color, but it just
Yeah.
that same vibe. With that.
100%.
Yeah, Lisa decides that she's going to wear it and that's it. And but we go back and it's Rob, Candace, and Lisa in the kitchen and they are having it out, which I thought was very risky. What did y'all feel about this scene,
Me
Jordy?
too.
I thought it was risky and the editing made it even more riskier.
Yes.
Because you saw so many people looking like they were peeking in the room or catching them talking, but they obviously weren't. But the editing was like top tier with that because I was like,
yeah, that editing one. And are people really just darting back and forth like that throughout the castle?
That was the
That's what
thing.
I
I
was.
didn't know.
Yeah.
It did kind of give me production screen a little bit though, because
Yeah.
it was the angles that they were like walking and then stopping.
Mhm.
And I was like, I think they're doing this for dramatic effect. But
Yep.
to be arguing like that in the kitchen is wild to me. Cause I'm like, at any
100%.
given moment,
Anyone could have walked in.
yeah, anybody could
Anyone.
have walked in, but we also never know. There's a lot of production secrets that happen because did you guys know the way that they get them to exit the castle is like they all leave one by one from the castle. And as everybody is leaving one by one, they hide the traitors in a different part of the castle because they have to go to the turret and do their murder. So when everybody else, is gone, the traitors are still in the castle. So I was like, oh, maybe them in the kitchen was actually like after people were leaving.
Yeah. Oh.
True. That is very possible. But then again, because remember though, right after they had their talk, everyone went to change for the banquet. So I mean, still though, because production is production.
Yeah,
so
who knows? Yeah, who knows?
Either way, I loved the drama of it all. And then we get a preview of next week. And outside of just the banquet looking amazing, everybody is coming with the looks. I'm excited to see what everybody's gonna wear.
Excited. So excited.
Yeah. Lisa looks good.
Lisa looked good in this episode too.
Yeah.
That jacket.
Oh, the leather jacket.
That jacket was tea.
I love that jacket. I can't.
With the rolled up pants.
I
was like, ooh, Lisa, you cannot go home wearing that, okay? Because that is tea. Okay. You look good.
Don't get banished tonight, Lisa.
Don't, please don't. And how that jacket kind of set back right here.
Yes, that's what did it for me. Like I need that jacket so bad.
Oh yeah, 100%. Tonight when I go out, my jacket will be back here.
Love that. Okay. So we're at the end, y'all, and we are gonna find out in episode 7 who gets murdered in plain sight.
Mhm.
Any predictions though, Cheetah? Do you have a prediction of who is gonna be murdered?
I feel like it's gonna have to be somebody really, really easy, and
Mm-hmm.
which I think it's going to be the pop singer, the guy with the golden ear,
Eric.
Hope so.
Eric.
I hope so.
Eric. I feel like it's probably going to be Eric, but
Mhm.
all fingers crossed for Colton. Hopefully, his reign of terror will be over. But
Maybe. Jordy, any predictions?
I hope it's Eric. I feel like Eric's the biggest follower out of everyone that's
oh,
left. Like it doesn't even matter whatever Colton says, Eric's gonna go for it. So Eric has to go.
100%.
That's one less minion from Colton if we can't get rid of Colton. Speaking of that though, remember the last scene where they all were talking and like him and Lisa were having it out, and he was like, "Oh, get rid of me or else I'm gonna get every shield." So I hope it's him. Goodbye.
Yeah.
You hope it's
I hope you
Colton.
get your wish.
Yeah.
And what was the strategy behind that?
He's
Behind
just
that,
extra.
just an
And he thinks like
idiot.
if he's as bold as he is. My thing is this, you guys, they called out Michael for playing a distracting game. Again, I hate to defend this man, but you
Mhm.
called him out for playing a distracting game, and that's all you're doing.
And what
Yeah.
is Colton doing? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Unfortunately, I think Johnny or Tara might be murdered in plain sight. Only
Oh,
because
I hope not.
well, they seem the most likely to like see a beautiful
Oh
amulet
yeah, and touch it.
and be
Oh
like,
yeah.
"Oh, this is so lovely." You can tell by the way that
hmm
Johnny dresses that he loves a good accessory. So I'm like, "Oh, he's
hmm
gonna see that and he's gonna touch it to compliment her." Or Tara, she just seems, she loves cute things. I feel like.
hmm
So I think it's gonna be Johnny or Tara that touches and gets murdered in plain sight. But
Yeah.
we shall
I'm.
see. So thank you both so much for coming by to talk
Yes.
traders with me. Cheetah, where can people find you and follow you if you would like them to?
TikTok, Cheetah Fajita. On Instagram, more fucking glitter, please.
I love that.
That.
Thank you.
Jordy,
Thank
where can
you.
people find you and follow you?
Yes, on TikTok, I am Jordy on screen, and on Twitter, I'm Air Jordan, spelled HeirJordynn.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my Traders recap with Cheetah Fajita and Jordy. Y'all, we are going to see some carnage at this banquet in Traders episode 7. So after you get done watching this, make sure you drop down in the comments. Let me know, who do you predict is going to be murdered in plain sight? I want to know. Like I said, I think it's going to be Johnny or Tara. Cheetah thinks it's going to be Eric, and Jordy thinks it's going to be Colton. So let us know who y'all think, and then I'll see you next time. Bye.